I'd like to come back to what I was trying to get at in my last question. So, you have gone through Adventism, you have gone through different philosophical, theological approaches, and you always could reflect on the lifestyle of your family, especially your wife and your children. Now you have developed a very sincere and honest philosophy and theology that helps you to deal with all these issues. It seems to me, in a way, and maybe I'm absolutely wrong, but it seems to me like you are competing with an almost perfect Christian approach which the Adventists have. After 150 years, they have quite an interesting theological, also philosophical approach to life and lifestyle. And now you approach that kind of lifestyle also in the way you approach your family. And it feels sometimes like you're fighting Adventism in order to also continue your approach and make your approach superior to the Adventist.
Well, see, if you take Indian mind is tolerance and accommodation. For thousands of years, India has accommodated people from many religions and tolerated many religions to be in India. At the same time, these people coming from many religions in India, they pick and choose what is best in other religions also. That is the way the Indian culture or Indian tradition is in India for thousands of years. They don't force their own religion on anybody else. That's a fact here. So, a lot of Hindus, they also celebrate even Christmas, participate in Christmas. In the West also, I have seen a lot of Hindus being part of the Christmas celebration. But the Christians will not celebrate any of the Hindu stuff. So, for me, I liked the tolerant spirit, accommodation spirit of Indian tradition. This is so great. They are not bounded by a particular mindset. I learned from Andrews while I was studying the concept of bounded set, unbounded set. When you look at Judaism and Christianity and Islam, they all have the boundaries to their religion. Whether you are they look at you as a believer, as a non-believer. The Jews and the Gentiles. The world in their view are divided in the way. You cannot be a Jew, at the same time you cannot be a Christian or a Muslim. You are within the boundary. But when it comes to India, not this kind of a dualism. The Indian mindset is whether it is good or better or the best. That is a chronological order. That's the way they look at different religions in India. So, in the Indian concept, you can carry on a real dialogue. When you carry on a dialogue, if there is something good in other religion, they accommodate to enrich their own religious life. Now, for example, I go to the hospitals to pray for the sick people who are the Christians or the Adventists. So whenever I go and stand near the bed of an Adventist Christian, when I pray, a Hindu who is there watching it, he comes and asks me, "Sir, can you pray for my wife?" So I go then to the Hindu and I pray. When I pray, whatever I say, the Hindu also repeats. That's how the prayer goes. That's something that I learned. The Hindu prayer, a Christian prayer also is different too. So they like to have a Christian prayer, they like to have Jesus and see him as a healer. There is no antagonism in their heart toward Jesus at all. So they accommodate a Christian prayer and enrich their spirituality, whereas we don't do it, because we live with a bounded set mentality. For us, we are right, they are all wrong. So with that kind of a mentality, you cannot really live in India, you cannot communicate Jesus in India. This is a factor. The Christians, the Christians, Muslims and Jews, they have to understand it, and they have to come out of this bounded set mentality if they want to have a real good life in India with the Hindus and others. But if they are very strict with that kind of a mentality, then they will go for trouble. When they go for the trouble, they will say, "Oh, we are suffering for Jesus." That is wrong. I am here for 29 years. Nobody suffered me, and I could never tell that I suffered because I believe in Jesus. Not at all. Even when some Hindu tells me, "Oh, we are persecuted," I don't believe it. Indian people do not persecute at all. But the reason some persecution takes place is when you talk bad against Hindus and their practices, then you are attacking their faith, their tradition, then only the persecution comes. In my view, gospel is the good news. When you say the good news, nobody will persecute you. The persecution comes only when you attack the others' faith and practices. So you have to see others' faith and practices and see what you can accept, what you cannot accept in your personal life. But vocally, you should not attack other religion. If you attack other religion, you have already given ammunition to other religions to fight back with you. Basically, every religion has to survive. It's a question of survival. So we need to understand that. So we need to integrate certain things, the best things in other religions. There are a lot of best things in other religions. So the interreligious dialogue would help us. So in interreligious dialogue, you have to understand, you have to appreciate, you have to enrich your own spirituality to accommodation things that you like from other religions. That should be the purpose of the interreligious dialogue, not just understanding different doctrines or views and all. If such a understanding of religious dialogue is there, I am sure in this country, in these pluralistic countries, we all can live in peace and harmony. So, interreligious dialogue should not be conducted with the motive of converting one person to another religion or showing that my side is superior to your side, your way of thinking. Such kind of a thing should not come in. We should have a very sincere desire to understand other religions and appreciate other religions, accommodate best things in other religions. That is very important in this pluralist country.